Alright, today I'm going to be giving you an update on how things are going with my SMMA and just an overall update on my mindset and just some stuff that I've been thinking about. I know that a lot of you like to hear and see where I'm at in my process and how things are going, so we're going to be doing exactly that. So first, let's talk about where I am. Now, on top of trying to grow a business, I'm also a full-time college student and I have classes 5 days a week, all in person. So the whole school thing being classwork, studying for tests, going to class, commuting to and from school, it's honestly a lot, especially on top of trying to grow and run a business. So I'm just trying to get fully used to being in person at school every day again. It hasn't been like this since right before 2020. But yeah, at this point, for me, college is kind of inevitable, so I'm just trying to work around it. That being said, last week, I was a little bit lazy with working and with YouTube. I just wasn't 100% feeling it. I'm not exactly sure why, but my output wasn't great. I didn't get too much work done. A lot of the work from my clients that I already have was a little bit delayed, and instead of doing it all beforehand in the beginning of the week, I kind of just dragged it out and did a little bit of it every day, which is definitely not what I need to be doing. But there's something that I want to talk about, and I briefly mentioned it in a past video, but I kind of want to shed some more light on it today. So if you're in the beginning stages of starting a social media marketing agency, or you're thinking about starting one, definitely listen up. SMMA and business in general is not a race. It's not a race. There's no time you have to beat. There's no certain amount of money you have to make by a certain time to be successful. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are tons of videos on YouTube. How to fast track your SMMA. How to get your SMMA to $10,000 per month in 1 month. How to get your SMMA to $20,000 in 2 months. All these very clickbaity titles and things that people talk about within the space kind of makes it seem that it's like a get-rich-quick thing. And let me say this, it is 100% possible for you to be extremely successful within the first month, 2 months, 3 months of doing something. I'm sure if you put a crazy amount of work in and know what you're doing, it's 100% possible. The thing I want you to keep in mind is that that's not a timeline that everyone has to achieve. You do not have to be rich within your first month or two of starting a business. That's just not how business works. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people get discouraged or stop pursuing social media marketing or online business because they don't have instant results. And again, the expectation of having those instant results comes from watching YouTube videos and watching YouTubers where you see that maybe this person made X amount of money in 1 month, or someone's student made X amount of money in 1 month, so they're doing an interview with that student, trying to push their course even further. There are a lot of problems I have with the guru space and the online business space, and I try to separate myself from that category as much as possible. I know it's hard to do, but I try to separate myself. I feel like it's good for me to come on here and constantly be reminding you that it's not a race, and you don't have to be rich within your first 2 months of trying out this business model. Just like anything else, this takes time and experience. Now, there's something I realized for myself last night as I was reading, and I knew I wanted to make a video on this right away because I know that a lot of you might be under the impression that this is a very get rich quick business model, which again, it's not. I think it's great to have goals and kind of have a number goal of where you want to be by a certain time. That's great. I think a better mindset to have, or a better goal to have in terms of this business, is to just be improving every week. Now, I would say improve every day, but sometimes it gets hard to outperform yourself every single day. But that being said, you should really try to focus on improving yourself every week and having better output week after week. For example, for someone who's just starting out, I would think of what service you want to do. Say you pick Facebook ads, right? I would go on YouTube, learn as much as possible about Facebook ads, type in full Facebook ads tutorial 2023, watch a bunch of videos, and learn Facebook ads for that whole week, right? Say you were a little bit busy, you had some stuff going on the first week, so in total you watched 4 hours worth of videos on Facebook ads. So since you did 4 hours of learning the first week, the next week you can come back, try to hit 6 hours of learning, and then also do 100 cold calls and pitch your service for free. Try to get on a free trial with somebody. Now the week after that, you can evaluate your outreach, record yourself, see how your calls went, try to fix them up, see where things went wrong. Then you can come back the next week and do 150 cold calls. This is just a very, very basic example, but try to figure out what you need to do and see how you can improve on that week after week. I think this is a much better way to look at it than having a goal of, say, oh, I need to make $20,000 per month within the next 2 months or I'm a failure. Also, one thing that I really struggle with is spending a lot of time on my phone. I have a crazy high screen time, and sometimes I just can't focus when I'm trying to work. Like, I sit at my desk and my mind goes a million places. I'll be on my phone. My attention span is like very, very small, right? So to fix that problem, I've been trying to read a little bit more. Like I said, my attention span is really bad, and of course that's due to things like instant gratification from social media, being on your phone all day, stuff like that. Right now I'm reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Honestly, a really good book, and you'll hear a lot of entrepreneurs talk about it. I'm like a little bit less than halfway through with it, and in the book, at least so far, it doesn't talk about too much entrepreneurial stuff. It talks more so about how to live your life in general. And I'm still only less than halfway done with this book, but there are already 2 really, really important points that really stuck with me. One of them stuck with me so much that I'm making this video. So you remember how I was talking about how there's YouTubers that make all these clickbaity titles and thumbnails. I keep going back to this example, but how to make $10,000 per month in a month or 2 months, whatever it is, right? It kind of makes everyone seem like extraordinary is the norm in this space, because making that kind of money in that time frame is extraordinary, just bottom line, right? And like I said, it kind of makes everyone feel like extraordinary is normal. The problem with this is that when you're living your normal life and you're not rich after only 1 month of working, you're going to feel bad about yourself and you're going to feel like you failed because this other person on YouTube was able to get rich in only 1 month of working. Now, I'm going to read you guys the little passage from the book that made me think of this. It has become an accepted part of our culture today to believe that we are all destined to do something truly extraordinary. Celebrities say it, business tycoons say it, politicians say it, even Oprah says it, so it must be true. Each and every one of us can be extraordinary. We all deserve greatness. The fact that this statement is inherently contradictory. After all, if everyone were extraordinary, then by definition, no one would be extraordinary, is missed by most people. And instead of questioning what we actually deserve or don't deserve, we eat the message up and ask for more. Now, just reading that passage alone really made me think about the whole landscape of the social media marketing space, especially on YouTube. I keep saying it, but this is the point that I really want to hit home, and the reason I'm here making this video. A lot of the people in this space are pushing very unrealistic timelines at becoming successful with this. A social media marketing agency is still a business. Now, in most cases, businesses take a long time to become successful or even profitable. Now, an online business has a ton of advantages, such as very low overhead. But the point that I'm trying to make is, do not be discouraged if you're not successful with this within your first, couple months, couple years, even 2 years, as long as you keep working at it. This is something I can definitely relate to because I've been in this space for a couple of years, but I am by no means successful or have made it yet in this space. Coming from someone who has been in this space for 3 years now, I know that, last year, the year before that, I was definitely not working hard enough, and I was not focusing on improving myself and putting out more output week after week, and that's why I'm in the position I am today. I also think that being self-aware is a huge part of it, so watching YouTube videos on other guys who run marketing agencies might feel like you're working, but really you're not doing anything for yourself. Put your head down, work, do the outreach, do whatever you need to do. You know what you need to do better than I know. I know I've been rambling for a little while now, but the 2 points that I want to make. Number 1, don't get discouraged or feel like you failed just because you're not meeting some unrealistic timeline that you've seen on YouTube. Number 2 is try to be better than you were last week. I think trying to improve every week is a way better way of looking at things than beating yourself up because you're not rich in 2 months. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video or took some value from it. I've done a ton of videos on social media marketing, and I'm going to continue to document my business journey. So if you would like to see that, definitely subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you in the next one.